Quiet study lined with ancient scrolls and modern books. A fire flickers, casting shadows across a wooden table where Marcus Aurelius and Aristotle sit. A young man from the 21st century sits across from them, shifting in his chair, phone in hand, struggling with consistency in a world filled with distractions. Marcus Aurelius begins. You struggle with consistency, yet you flood your mind with distractions. That is like a man who wishes to row steadily across the sea but pokes holes in his own boat. 21st century man replies, I know. I should be more disciplined. I set goals, I make plans, but every time I try to focus, I get pulled into YouTube, social media, or some new show. How do I fight this? Aristotle chimes in. You do not fight it. You train yourself away from it, as the archer does not simply will himself to hit the target but practices daily. So too must you build the habits that lead to virtue. Excellence, as I have said, is not an act, but a habit. Marcus Aurelius presses, and what is it that you seek in entertainment? Is it pleasure, escape, a momentary relief from the burdens of life? The 21st century man answers, all of those, I suppose. It's easy, it feels good, and sometimes it's just automatic. Before I know it, hours are gone. Marcus Aurelius then asks, if you were a soldier and in the middle of battle you turned your eye away to gaze at something pleasant, what would happen? The 21st century man responds, I'd be struck down. Marcus Aurelius reveals, yes, and every moment that you let distractions rule you, you are struck down in another way. You weaken your resolve, scatter your focus, and let days pass without progress. You must govern yourself as an emperor governs a city with wisdom, order, and discipline. Do not ask, how do I avoid distractions? But rather, how do I create a life where distractions hold no power over me? Aristotle adds, indeed, you are drawn to entertainment because you lack an equal or greater telos, a purpose that stirs your soul more than fleeting pleasure. A man who has a burning passion for his craft does not idly scroll through amusements, for his heart is already engaged elsewhere. Tell me, what compels you? What do you wish to build in this life? The 21st century man replies, I want to create something meaningful, build a business, improve myself, but I lack consistency. Aristotle then lectures, then you must reshape your environment to serve that purpose. A sculptor does not leave his tools buried in disorder, nor does a musician keep his instrument locked away. What you see, what surrounds you, will dictate your habits. If you keep distractions within reach, they will call to you. If you place your purpose in front of you daily, it will call even louder. Marcus Aurelius insists, wake up each morning and ask yourself, what is within my control today? The mind is a wild stallion, it will wander unless reined in. You must decide each day to align yourself with your higher purpose, and when you falter, do not despair. Simply return to the path without complaint or self-pity. The 21st century man responds, so I should build habits, remove distractions, and remind myself of my purpose every day? Aristotle elaborates, yes, but more than that, take pleasure in the pursuit itself. A man who enjoys the discipline of training will surpass the one who merely forces himself through it. Find joy in the small victories, in the mastery of your craft, and consistency will cease to be a burden. It will become your nature. Marcus Aurelius reminds, and remember this, do not seek motivation, seek command over yourself. The world will tempt you with 1,000 comforts, but true strength comes from acting in accordance with reason, not impulse. A man ruled by distractions is a slave, even if he is free. A man who rules himself is free, even if he is bound. The 21st century man marvels, I see now. I've been trying to force myself to resist entertainment instead of making my purpose so compelling that entertainment becomes secondary. Aristotle agrees precisely. Direct your passions toward your purpose, and let no idle amusement steer you from the path. Build your habits, govern yourself, and with time, you will find that consistency is no longer something you chase, it is simply who you are. Marcus Aurelius asserts, and if you find yourself tempted, remember, you are the sculptor of your own soul. Every action is a stroke of the chisel. Will you carve strength and discipline, or will you let yourself remain an unshaped marble? The young man, inspired, places his phone aside. He picks up his pen, a book, and a tool for his craft, whatever represents his purpose. The fire crackles as he begins to work. Marcus Aurelius nods approvingly. Aristotle smiles. The lesson is not just heard, it is applied.